everybody. Welcome back to vlog number 36 of The Turtle and the Tiger. Last time we talked about we did the house sit. It was a 3-dayer, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then another house sitter was going to come in and pick up from there on. They split up the house sit. Us, it was going to be 3 days. The next person was going to be a month. So we never got to see the homeowners return. However, it sort of ended up us leaving there Sunday afternoon and moving on to our next leg of our adventure. The house sit itself, the best thing I can say about it was the 2 dogs. The rest of the house sit was pretty passé. House was filthy. People are what they are. Some people clean, some people don't. Probably about one of the dirtiest houses we've been in. Personally, I've been in one of the dirtiest houses I've ever been in. Just how people live, you know. It's just, you can't place your expectations always on other people. Some things you should be able to, I guess, but in this particular case, maybe not. So moving on, like I said, best part of it was the 2 dogs. Love the dogs. They were a Pyrenees Husky mix. Giant, just imagine a giant husky, if you will. But we moved on Sunday, late Sunday afternoon. We started heading towards Breckenridge as we were going to go visit a couple of people there that we had met at the Tiger Adventure Vehicle Rally. In the trip from Golden to Breckenridge, we did an overnight in a place called Hermosa Pass. It's just a quick overnight. It was pretty straightforward. Got up early the next morning and did the final push into Breckenridge, and part of that was going through a town called Fairplay, Colorado, which was very interesting. It was just a little town out in the middle of nowhere, little coffee shop, a bunch of little shops in Fairplay. You could tell that they were actively trying to promote this town and doing a pretty good job at it. There was lots of activities through the summer, whether it's cultural events of any kind, from concerts to craft fairs to beer festivals, chili cook-offs, etc. So if you're ever in Colorado, in and around this area, Breckenridge or Golden, check out Fairplay, Colorado. It's pretty good. They even had a little mock old town called South Park, which we took a few pictures of. Some very interesting buildings. Even the buildings that weren't in this particular area were interesting, the ones that were in the town itself. Interesting story about this was, as we were walking down the street, we decided to stop there for a cup of coffee, and when we got our coffee, it was like, hey, let's walk around, stretch our legs. So we went up one side of the town and down the other, and we came down by this hotel, and outside the hotel was a Subaru car with what I saw was a WeBoost antenna on the back of it. And I thought, well, that's interesting. You don't see too many of those. I have one. And as I was staring at the car, a guy came out of the hotel, and I asked him, I said, is this your car? And one thing led to another. He too is a full-timer. He's on the road full-time. And as it turned out, as the conversation went, it was discovered that this guy had met last year the same exact 2 people that we were going to Breckenridge to visit. Now, this guy had met them probably 2,000 miles away. And what are the chances of we're in this remote town, we decide to go for a walk, we run into a guy whose name is Randy, and Randy had met the previous year somewhere else in California these same 2 people that we're going to go visit that day. So we took his name and everything, and when we got to Breckenridge and met up with the 2 people who I'm going to talk about a little bit today, it was Jane and Klaus Hendricks. Jane and Klaus have both lived in Breckenridge for a while, and very interesting people, and we were invited to go stay there. So we left Fairplay, headed towards Breckenridge, up over Hoosiers Pass, into Breckenridge, and we stayed with these 2 people in Breckenridge for about 5 days, something like that. 5 nights, 6 days, something like that. In the whole time, yours truly got bronchitis or something and was pretty miserable that week, and I was kind of kept a low profile in the camper because I didn't want to contaminate anybody. But Yvette took full advantage of the situation. Jane was very, very well versed in just about anything outdoors in the Rockies. She knew her wildflowers very well, map and compass navigation, you name it. She and Klause also take care of the trails that are around their house in Breckenridge. Klause is a very interesting individual. Told me a dozen stories or more about how he grew up and came from Germany and was a surveyor way back in the day. And just very, very cool week. They had a family of foxes from the neighborhood that came and visited once in a while, so we got a few pictures of that. Yvette went on a few hikes with them. I kind of stayed behind most of the time and felt miserable in the camper, but as it would turn out, it was probably the best thing. It was a nice time to catch up on some rest. Breckenridge is sort of a different kind of town. It's a ski town. So we wrapped up there by the end of the week to go on to our next adventure, which will be coming up in vlog number 37 of The Turtle and the Tiger. So stay tuned for that. Thank you again for your support. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like the video, and subscribe if you haven't. And by all means, the more times you share this video, the better. We can always use more subscribers. So until next time, thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye now. See if I can count 10. 3, 4.